Barry's Big Do-Over. Barry Butterfield, a man of 40-something, loved his life. It was a comfortable loop of video games, pizza for dinner, and laundry that magically did itself, thanks to his mom. His biggest responsibility was feeding his goldfish, Captain Bubbles. One Tuesday, a letter arrived. It wasn't a bill or a pizza coupon. It was an invitation to the Second Chance Finishing School for the Chronologically Advanced, a place for adults who'd forgotten how to adult. This must be a prank, Barry mumbled, but his mom was already packing his bags. The school looked suspiciously like his old middle school, complete with squeaky lockers and the lingering smell of floor wax. His roommate, a perpetually cheerful man named Gus, had already color-coded his side of the room. "Isn't this great?" Gus beamed, a chance to finally get it right. The first class was Domestic Engineering 101. The task, make a bed. Barry stared at the flat sheet, the fitted sheet, and the mysterious duvet. It was a puzzle more complicated than any video game he'd ever played. Gus, of course, had his bed made with hospital corners in under a minute. Next up was Culinary Arts for 1. The assignment, boil an egg. Barry, used to a diet of takeout, stared at the stove as if it were an alien spaceship. He wasn't sure which knob did what. He met Beatrice in financial fitness. She was a whiz with spreadsheets and talked about budgets and retirement plans, with a passion Barry usually reserved for discussing the final boss in Galaxy Raiders. "You just need a plan," she said, sketching out a simple chart for him. Slowly, things started to click. Gus taught him how to separate his laundry into whites and colors. Beatrice helped him create a budget that still allowed for the occasional pizza night. He even learned how to make a surprisingly decent omelet. One afternoon, instead of heading to the game room, Barry found himself in the library. He picked up a book about ancient Rome, a subject he'd always found boring. But this time, with a quiet corner and no distractions, he found himself lost in the stories of gladiators and emperors. Graduation day arrived. Barry didn't get a diploma, but he got something better. He got a toolbox of skills and a newfound confidence. He shook Gus's hand and gave Beatrice a grateful nod. Back home, his room was still a bit messy, and he still loved video games. But now his laundry was done, he had a grocery list on the fridge, and he was planning to cook dinner for his mom. He even bought a bigger tank for Captain Bubbles. It wasn't a complete transformation, but it was a start. And for Barry Butterfield, that was a giant leap.